I was in the Air Force in the AWACS program here at Tinker as an air crew member and had a service-connected injury, and the VA let me start my legal journey by sending me to law school, which was a blessing. Coming out of law school, I was really looking forward to doing a particular area of law dealing with aviation law, but the market at the time, it just wasn't supportive. And so I took the first job I got, which was working for an insurance defense firm up in Tulsa. And I did not like that very much. After a few years, had a really good friend of mine that I interned with in Norman, Oklahoma, offered me a chance to come and work with his firm and kind of give me a little bit of a cushion starting out in family law. That's what his specialty was. So family law found me, and that started my family law journey, or my hamster wheel journey, as I call it now. So my journey there as a family lawyer, it lasted a long time, about 15 years, where I would get into these family law cases, a lot of conflict. Of those family lawyers out there know this, just a ton of conflict. There's no winners. There's always losers, usually the kids, and I'm an empath, so it was like, this is really hard on me. So occasionally I would just stop and do something else for a little bit, but it kind of sucked me back in because it was my main source of income. Right around 2018, I became engaged to Dara, my wife, and we needed to get a plan done. We were going to be a blended family. We were bringing in separate assets to the family, and I started shopping. Started shopping for attorneys that could help me. And the firms around here, I just really wasn't happy with the methods. It seemed like they wanted me to do an intake, and they would come in and tell me what I needed. And no one was educating me on what was out there, what possibilities were. And so it just, because of my searches, I believe that's how Allie found me, on Facebook, and I ended up getting an ad put in front of me about new law business model, kind of like some of you that are here now. And I was intrigued, and I saw that how they would train, you how to do estate planning and help you transition your firm. And I talked to her about it. And quite frankly, I'd just come out of a bad divorce several years earlier, and financially I wasn't in the greatest shape. So I actually borrowed money from my fiance to do this and transition. It was a commitment that we both felt was good, and that's what started it. And I did my first plan was mine, because I learned how from Allie and through the training program that NLBM has. And I saw, I still had a lot of family law caseload, but I saw light. I was like, this is something I can do because I can help people before they get in conflict stay out of court and conflict. And it just really resonated with me. After doing initial intake with new law, I was assigned a coach and assigned a person who helped me get started on my training. And Allie was doing her training videos then. I'm pretty sure she still does now. She had this great training. It took me from a 1L in law school in estate planning and took me all the way up to a graduate in estate planning in a very short period of time. It was very concentrated. It was very concentrated, very intense, but so relevant to what we're doing. So like when I started doing my own plan, I felt very confident with it. And I did several practice plans because they encourage you to do that with your friends or family at reduced rates so that you can at least get help. And of course, they review your work at NLBM to make sure that you're competent and qualified before you get certified. And so after I finished that training, I started taking on new clients. Dara and I were blessed with previous businesses where we had a pretty big, what I call hot market on Facebook. So we had a lot of people to reach out to with just using our own organic Facebook just to start out with small. And that's how I started. After I learned how, did my own plan, did a few other people's plan, and then started bringing in clients from my hot market. Then COVID hit. It scared me a little bit because I really was trying to do less family law and do more estate planning. I knew we'd have to switch over virtual. NLBM was there for me, and because they switched too. We all had to pivot at the same exact time. And so they were dealing with it there and helping us deal with it too, helping us get the technology, showing us the techniques that they had, and helped us transition over virtual, quite quickly. The problem I ran into was my family law cases all stalled because courts were closed. And so it was just a real interesting transition. And, from there, that's what kind of went through the COVID era. And then I guess it's been about 2.5 years now. I went to an event that New Law put on called C4. It's a communication event, is the best way to put it, where they teach us how to connect and communicate with our clients. And I made a commitment at that event. I was like, this is what I want to do. This is what I got to do. Because I knew that I was going to quit law if I can do something else. So I ended up taking that. I burned the bridges, burned the ships, whatever you want to call it. I actually I went all in but I needed the money. So I took a contractor job at the Air Force Base doing some work that I did when I was active duty, just to get rid of the family law incoming cases. I passed off all those cases to colleagues, and I did nothing but estate planning for that next 1.5 years. And then I quit that job and went 100% estate planning about 2 years ago. I was looking at some of my numbers yesterday, getting prepped for this. And I looked at in 2023, when I made that commitment at C4, it was October. And I made over like $70,000 in income from estate planning from October to December. And I rolled into 24 and I grossed $295,000 in 2024. And I would say that would probably be 90% estate planning, and the rest was probate that kind of came in with estate planning clients. I didn't purposely market for probate, but they come in. That's how you get clients. When someone dies, the widow wants the estate planning to never have to go through court again, right? So in 2024, 295, and then we began our monthly events, which was we started running out a little bit of our heart market at that point in time. So one of the things NLBM teaches us, new law teaches us, is to do it. And I'm not too bad at public speaking. I've done it in the military and I've done it here, of course, in court. But actually standing up in front of people you don't know, it was a little interesting at first, but we had all the support we needed. We had the materials we needed from new law. There's no reinventing the wheel here. So we walked right into that. Our goal for 2025 is between 600 and 700,000 in revenue. And we're a little bit behind track because Oklahoma weather. We had some events where they actually were canceled because we had snow, ice, or whatever. So we learned from that as well. And I feel blessed that we learned that early in the year because it's really helped us pivot in how we market with, again, new law's help. There's a lot of support here. The average fee for my clients these days is between $6,500 and $6,750. A lot of that is because I do military discounts for a lot of military people. I'm very connected in the community, so I offer those discounts. So it's reduced my average fee a little bit, but I'm fine with that because that's just helping my community. Throughout the whole thing, new law has just provided so much support for that. I've been very blessed with that.